The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by EdgeBoost. Thank you for better. Sign up today. If you just a bet, we're going to SGPN to get a $25 deposit bonus. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Wednesday morning, May 21st, around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Rose Simpson, Skyway Show. Once again, joined by Adam Rosenberg together to break down the props for the Wednesday games. Had a good episode for the Monday card. I ended up sweeping, so I can't complain there. Hopefully, we'll keep it rolling here for the Wednesday games. But Adam, how's it going with you?
It's going well. I did not sweep. I was 1-2, but everything. It's been still a good week. And as I'm looking at what came through for us, Robbie Ray came through for us late. Mm-hmm. Sanchez, you just can't. Rocky stink. Made it back up yesterday. Actually, yesterday was really funny because yesterday was the you and I had the
total bases.
We had the total strikeouts too for the Phillies of 8.5 over 8.5 thrown at plus 110 or plus 115, which Luzardo got on his own.
Yeah. So
which is great.
It's been good, but the Rockies are bad at everything, and unfortunately, they were so bad that even Sanchez struck out a decent amount of guys. So that didn't work out. But either way, point is, we had a good episode as a whole combined. I think I'm undefeated in my last 2 episodes, actually. So been a good run recently. I see Helms mentioning that he's up about 20 units with our plays. So happy that we're helping out here. But either way, point is, so far, a good start to the season. We'll try to keep rolling here. I'll ask you, though, as you eat your breakfast, do you have any takeaways or anything you want to talk about for, I don't know, something you've noticed over the last couple days in baseball? You can say no. I'm just asking.
Rockies really stink. The Braves might be back, but they probably still stink.
Yeah, probably. But they might be back, so that means they set the bar a lot lower than it is right now. So that's one way to look at it.
The other thing I've noticed is that we're killing total bases market, which we don't really give out a lot on here. It's on Pickett and some of the other accounts, but I don't understand. Like, people are obsessed right now still with batter props. I do, in full disclosure, have a batter prop today. It's 45 degrees outside here. There's a massive cold front. Like, I'm telling you, after June 1st, there will be tons and tons of hitting props, but it is not hitting season right now, and people are just obsessed with it. They don't get why their bets fail. So.
Yeah, and the bets that I've been hitting for the batter stuff are not really related on insanely, I'd say, long fly balls. I'm taking like hits, runs, and RBIs, singles. I'm taking a lot of basic stuff. The singles have been very good to me, so I'm going to see if that keeps rolling.
Well, the singles proves the point because there's a lot of low contact hitting right now.
Yeah, and I know that I ended up having Meadroth with a single. That was plus money that got there. I had, what else did I have? I'm trying to even remember what the hell I had. All I know is I won all 3 of my plays. So that's all I remember, and we made some money. So can't complain there. We'll try to keep rolling here for the Wednesday
if you are following, at least if you follow SGPN plays, including underdogs right now, I will tell you. I can tag it because I have it all tagged. Oh, hold on, the cleaner guys here.
Fun fact, cleaner, not a live listener to the pod.
Right, he's not. Hold on, I'm telling him. Tomorrow. So was hopeful before then. Okay. Anyway, we are. Let's see. This month we're up. God, our ROI on SGPN plays this month is 20%. And we're up 4.5 units just in 3 weeks, so it's good.
It's been a solid run. We'll try to keep it rolling here for the Wednesday games. Before we get into
getting asked about the no home run play. We've tried it a couple times. It's fun.
Yeah, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I feel like in our experience, there's always one bad reliever that sabotages the play in like the 7th inning.
Yeah,
which is pretty.
Because usually the teams that are not hitting home runs have really bad relievers too.
Yeah. But usually we have a shot at it. All it takes is one. And then unfortunately it unravels. But there's some value in that market if you pick the right spots. Before we get into the actual props, though, for the games, a reminder that we do have a promo running for the merch store. Because if you use the code DGENS at checkout, 20% off everything in the merch store. So once again, use the code DGENS at checkout for a merch store discount. Anyway, time to move on into the actual props for the Wednesday card. Adam, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your first prop for the card?
First one I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with Hunter Brown. I'm going to go with Hunter Brown over 7.5 Ks. It's plus 140. You can do that over 6.5 if you want to pay the juice. I don't. Over in 9 straight. Or not 9 straight. He's had 9 in 5 straight, I should say. And then when you look at Tampa, they've
been striking out a ton recently to righties.
Well, to lefties. They faced 2 straight lefties. So it's a little bit they've faced a lot of lefties over the last couple weeks.
Over the last 4 weeks, I believe they have the 4th highest K rate against second highest K rate against righties.
But they've also faced the most lefties of any other team. Like so don't pay attention to that stuff. Pay attention more to like the individual batter trends, of which Caminero, Lowe, Arenado, and Misner have struck out 30% or more in their last 30 plate appearances against righties. That's what you want. The other bonus play that I'm going to give out with this is on DK. There is a market first strikeout. Hunter Brown plus 205. So do a half a unit to win a unit. Excuse me. Taj Bradley doesn't have the same kind of K stuff that he used to have, and also Houston really isn't king. So he just has to get through the top of that order. The top of that order doesn't really K. It's the bottom of the Houston order that's been K'ing a lot, and it's the top of the Tampa order that's K'ing, not the bottom. So that's a little bit of extra spice I can give you on that. But Hunter Brown plus 134, 8 Ks to win 1 unit. So it's like 0.75 risk to win a unit.
Yeah, so I also went with Hunter Brown. I actually had the strikeouts initially as my play and decided to pivot to hits allowed. I had a feeling you'd take the strikeout, so I was going to move out of the way, let you take it. But either way, we think he shoves in this game. For the actual prop, though, for Brown, is under 4.5 hits allowed at minus 105. He's allowed less than 5 hits in 6 of the last 7, allowed less than 5 hits in 4 of the last 5 road starts. On top of that, the Rays have the 4th lowest OPS against righties over the past 4 weeks, and Tampa's active batters have 18 plate appearances against Brown. Do you want to guess how many hits they have out of those 18 plate appearances?
Probably, let's see, 0.
That is correct. The answer is 0. Nobody on the Rays has gotten a hit against the guy.
It's also only 4 guys on the Rays who've seen it.
That is correct. Yeah. Listen, you can sabotage that trend. I just thought it was fun to mention. But either way, point is, I do think when you're looking at the Rays offense, they are currently bottom 10 in hits per home game. They're not a great offense. They've not been hitting the ball well lately. Nice comeback yesterday, though, but they won 3-2. I think at the end of the day, Hunter Brown right now is I don't know if he's the favorite to win the Cy Young.
He's not. It shouldn't be.
I was going to say, Screwball remembered how to pitch, but Brown would be on the short list right now.
Screwball didn't remember how to pitch. He's got the highest CR in the league.
No, I know, but I'm saying his first 2 starts, he wasn't that great, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm Screwball. I'm just going to dominate."
So the Dodgers, we're gonna get on his butt against the Dodgers and Seattle, who came out of the gate
that's my point, though, is that people were like, "Oh, Screwball, what happened there?" And then he just became the best pitcher in baseball again. He's great.
Also pitched more. He's also had way less run support than any other guy.
No, he's great. The point is, Screwball would be the favorite right now, but Brown's numbers would have him definitely as a finalist. I mean,
if I had to say the 3 Cy Young and I'm going to talk about this on my pod on Friday, it's Screwball, Fried, and Brown.
I'll throw Molly in there for the hell of it.
Who?
Molly from the Rangers, who's been insane so far this season.
You mean DeGrom?
No, Molly.
For pitching?
Yeah.
Oh, Ivali, as you said. Yeah. Did you say it?
No, the Rangers have 3 pitchers who have been absolutely nuts this season. DeGrom's been great recently. Evaldi's been good, but I feel like I gotta always throw his name out there.
Yeah, Trevor. I wouldn't put him.
It's Tyler Molly, but yeah, I mean he's 5-1.
I wouldn't put him in the. I wouldn't put him in the. He's not in the. He probably the bottom of the second tier for Cy Young. DeGrom and Evaldi metrics wise is having a better season than Mal.
He could be.
And but if you were gonna say who are the 3, Tyler Mal. I was like, who are you talking about?
Because it's Molly. You keep saying it's Mal. It's just not.
I've heard it on broadcast said Mal.
I've been calling him Molly for probably 10 years. I thought he.
All right, well, he's not winning Cy Young, so I can tell you.
I didn't say he was going to. I'm just saying, if you want to go based on the season so far, the Rangers have 3 potential candidates of guys who could be finalists.
Yeah, but it's not. But he's not going to be one of them. It'll be like DeGrom. Evaldi has a good case based on that stuff. But the problem is with Molly is that he has underlying very high hard hit rates. Like Molly's going to come a little bit back down to earth. He also hasn't pitched. He hasn't pitched in 2 years.
Oh, he will. I'm not saying he's not going to come back down to earth. Right now, he's been crazy. So I feel like I got to mention his name in passing. But DeGrom, he'll be in the running. The question is the innings, and we'll see if they potentially try
He'll
to.
be fine.
I hope
if he's healthy, DeGrom will be a finalist because they love him.
Probably. I mean, it's also a great story because he's had so many injuries over the years. But wanted to mention him too. But I agree with you. Be Screwball 1 right now. But Brown's definitely in that inner circle at this point in time.
It's Brown, Fried, and the top tier is Brown, Fried, Screwball. Second tier is probably DeGrom, Evaldi, honestly Joe Ryan.
Ryan's been good.
And that third one is probably Molly and I don't know. Molly's he's in there. Like the Raiders have the second best starters ERA in the league.
Yeah, but what about Kyle Gibson?
What a weird thing. Anyway, let's keep going.
All right. So anyway, that's the first 2 props that we have. Adam, your turn again. What's your second prop for the Wednesday card?
Second prop, I'm going batters. People are like, oh my God, Berg doesn't like batters. I do like batters. I am going with Jackson Storm. If you watch Cars 3, no, I'm just kidding. It's Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill, who has, if you look, you're like, oh my God, he has not been that good lately. But actually, his last 30 plate appearances against righties, batting .321. He's got a BABIP of .409, hard hit rate of 68%. He is absolutely crushing the ball. Can you guess? And he bats left-handed. He's going against Kevin Gausman, who is worse at home. Can you guess which type of handed batter Kevin Gausman is awful at?
He's really bad against the lefties.
You nailed it. So we're going to go with Jackson Merrill, his bases -110 to winning unit. And then we're going to do his home run at +440 as well.
440
you guys, most of you guys, I'm giving you guys crazy amount of plays today. So yeah, you're getting that. That's what we're doing. We're doing. Pay no attention to the fact that Jackson Merrill has not had a hit in a week. Or no, he had a hit yesterday. But he's getting hard hits. He's getting the ball in play. Doesn't strike out. And let's see. He's also he knows how to hit he can hit a splitter. And I think he's going to probably murder. Yeah, I think he's going to murder Kevin Gausman in his sleep.
Yeah, there you go. I hope he's not sleeping. But either way, a point should be a pretty good spot when you factor in Gausman's numbers against lefties, which I feel like aren't talked about enough. Some pitchers, have splits that are pretty alarming, and it feels like Gausman's against lefties aren't being talked about enough.
38% ground ball rate, 43% fly ball rate, 15.6% home run to fly ball ratio. His K rate's down. His FIP is 4.71. And then when you compare it to righties, his FIP is 2.71. His walks are way down. He still stinks and gives up fly balls. I just like it. So Merrill bases and home run.
And you said home run was 475?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into
440. Sorry, 440.
440. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Before we get into my second prop for the actual card for Wednesday, a reminder that we are brought to you by Responsible Edge, which is the first ever bank Gamble for bettors, and a reminder that they can ensure that all your gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, no imbalance, and cash rewards, and you can earn 100% approval for all the betting deposits. Sign up today. Edgeworth.bet. Promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 Edgeworth Spanish deposit. Edgeworth.bet. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Fantasy because the underdog actual platform is going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So once again, you can capitalize on that with the Knicks series starting tonight. But when you do end up signing up for your new account, use the promo code MLBSGPN. You get a special pick and a first-time deposit offer up to 1K on cash on fantasy promo code MLBSGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple props for the Wednesday card. Time to move on into my second prop for the card. Going to go back, actually, to that Rays game, because why not? Starting at around 1 p.m., I'm going with the singles play, because you know what? It's been really good to me. Had another singles win in the last episode. This one will not be plus money, but it's still pretty cheap. I'm going to go with Jake Myers to record a single at -110. Been solid lately. He's been quite underrated. He's had at least one single in 5 straight, at least one single in 16 of his last 20. And Taj Bradley has been fine lately, but he does give up some contact at home. So far this season at home, 30 and a third innings pitched, 28 hits allowed. But you know what? The guy puts the bat on the ball, and you know what? He does a good job of generating weak contact. A single in 16 of his last 20 and 5 straight, and it's minus 110. I like it. I think Bradley gives up some contact. You mentioned his strikeout stuff isn't as good as it used to be. I agree. I think it's a good spot for Myers to get some contact done. Hopefully not too hard, but I have been doing well at the singles market. I'll keep going back to it. Give me Jake Myers single at minus 110. Thoughts?
It's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just yeah, it's fine. Look, he doesn't strike out and he doesn't walk, so if he gets on base, he's getting a single.
Just put the bat on the ball. That's all I need.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, it's a like, not love, but yeah, that's about it. I like it.
There you go. See some questions, by the way, in the comment section. One's asking about Shane Smith's strikeouts against Seattle.
Do you want me to look? Let me see.
Sure.
All right.
That prop's just obscure enough to attract my attention.
Let's see. Against his case has been really good lately. His not as good is way better on the road than it is at home. What's the number? Shane Smith. The number is let's see. Against Seattle. Yeah, I would do it. Yeah, we'll do it. Good shout. I like that. I like that play.
What's the number at? Is that 4.5?
5.5. It's 5.5 plus plus 154. Well, or you could be like a Twitter douche and be like, give out my minus 146 at over 4.5. Don't do that. Like just if you go for the moon and do less risk, you'll lose less money. Plus 154 to winning it. I would take a shot at that. Hasn't been a really good offensive series for really either team. But so I could get behind that. And if you look at how this team does against, it would be ideal if he was lefty, but Seattle's just been, everybody on the team has been striking out a lot to righties. So yeah, we can take that. That's good. Good shout, Ben.
Seattle can't stop their old habits of striking out a lot, but at least they've been winning games. So at least
except yesterday when we had the White Sox first five.
They lost 1-0 yesterday. But
whatever, man. We had the White Sox first five. I'll take it.
I know we did. That was good enough. Point is though, they have won 4 of the last 5, but as you mentioned before, the strikeouts have definitely been noticeable for Seattle recently. Anyway, I'll ask you though, Adam, what's going to be your third and final prop for the Wednesday card?
I see Austin. Hold on. Colin shouts because he's probably irritated that I was talking about Molly.
Oh, no, I think that everyone was just like trying to spell out the name because we had a pronunciation error.
So, first of all, if anyone tries to ever throw ERA at me, I don't care. ERA is a bullshit metric, and I don't give a crap about it. I care about Sierra for that measurement. I don't even really care about FIP that much, but Sierra is what I care about because Sierra is skill-based and factors out all the F stuff. Molly's fine, but Molly's not going to be a Cy Young finalist if DeGrom's breathing and still doing well. And Valdi has been statistically better than both of them this year. But I do like Molly. I like the Rangers. I'm high on the Rangers, so it doesn't really matter.
The pitching staff's pretty underrated.
The pitching staff's been great. All they need to do is hit. That's why I'm a big fan when they fired their hitting coach. Hitting's cyclical. So I was perfectly fine with them getting behind that. All right. Speaking of, you want my third prop?
Sure.
It's Jacob deGrom, 7 Ks. Now we have a callback joke. DeGrom, who, if he does win Cy Young, you and I get paid. He had 10 and 7 in his last 2 starts. 3 against Seattle, who we just talked about Kang a lot. DeGrom's stuff has been just elite lately. The Yankees, I don't know if people realize this, but that team is a turnstile. They live and die by just swinging at high stuff. So 4-5 guys on this team have K rates above the median, above 24%. 2 of them have a whiff and called strike rates in the 40s. Can you guess who one of those people is? This is over the last 30 plate appearances, so just to be fair. Can you guess who has the highest called strike whiff rate, which means that they are just like letting things strike out or they're whiffing when they strike out on anybody on the Yankees? Who has the highest on the team? It's overwhelming. And the hint I will give you is that
you're asking me who whiffs the most on the Yankees right now.
Yeah, basically who whiffs.
I mean, I first thought it was Anthony Volpe, but I'm not sure if that's going to be right or not because I feel like he does swing at a lot of really bad pitches.
Surprisingly, over the last 30 against this is against right-handed pitching. Surprisingly,
it's not going to be Judge, but Judge can be up
there. No, it
there.
is Judge. It is Judge. Okay. Yeah, against right-handed, it is Judge. Because Judge lives and dies by one type of swing, and he's batting 350. He's doing all that. He's got a K rate in his last 5 games of 35%. Austin Wells has a K rate in his last 5 games of 46%.
That sounds about right.
That's insane. And your boy Volpe is at 23%.
Yeah. I mean, Volpe's been bad all year. At least Judge is batting 400. But yes, the strikeouts have been noticeable for a large portion of the core of that team.
Well, they didn't do that last year. That's the reason why it's really noticeable. Like they haven't been a high K team under Boone.
No, but I'm just saying, as a Yankees fan, I've noticed them striking out a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, and what do you say the number was again?
6.5.
And what was the price on that?
Even -103.
I'm not against that because DeGrom's been great. So
it's great. I think this is great. I think this is a -109 if you're banned from MGM like you and I are. So like I took it for it's -103 if you can get down on MGM. Scott and I cannot. That's a story for another day.
Not really a story. We just made money and they threw us off the book.
They threw us off the book in January because we've just absolutely destroyed NBA props.
Yeah, pretty much. Ironically, I did a BetMGM podcast like 2 weeks ago.
I think it's hilarious when they invite me on their podcast and I'm like, I can't get anything down on your book. Anyway,
pretty much.
DeGrom -109.
Yeah, so I'm in favor of that too. DeGrom's been great, and I think the Yankees should struggle at least to make contact when he's revving up that fastball and he's throwing in the off-speed stuff too.
No, I think it's good.
Yep. For my last play though, I am going to go to the Phillies against the Rockies, and I am going to go with Bryce Harper. Now his hits, runs, and RBIs are at 2.5, which I understand, but I decided to not do that. Give me the RBI instead. Give me the Harper RBI at -106. He's had at least 1 RBI in 4 of his last 5 games. Palmquist is pitching for Colorado. Who? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. He's a Rockies guy. He's terrible anyway. He's made 1 outing so far this season, 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Phillies are top 10 in the league in runs per game. On top of that, he's had at least 1 RBI in 3 straight against the Rockies. But Harper, I think, should have guys on base throughout the course of this game. I think he might get a couple hits. He can hit a home run and win this immediately. A couple ways to get there, but I do think the RBI is a pretty cheap price for a guy that's remembered how to really, I'd say, perform with guys on base. He's been really good for the last week or two. So I like the spot. I think that it's a bad starting pitcher. Harper's also been good against lefties. So despite being a lefty, he's batting .300 with 13 RBIs against lefties this season.
He's great against lefties. I think I like him to hit a home run today.
So I like his numbers in general against lefties, but Palmquist isn't any good too. The Rockies bullpen's not that great. I think it's a good spot for Harper. I'm going to ask you, though, because there were a couple of angles you could go about it, but with the hits, runs, and RBIs at 2.5, I decided to just go for the RBI at a very cheap price. I thought that it was a good spot for him. So give me the RBI for Harper. I liked Harper in a couple ways today. You mentioned the home runs. I thought 2.5 HRR was understandable, but I'd rather take the RBI. So I went with that instead. You have any thoughts at the
No, I like
RBI
that. I like it because, look, everyone doesn't – HRR is a crutch bet, and it's not a good bet. Because generally speaking, based on where he is in the batting order, you think a guy is either going to hit a home run or a run. It is never good value for you to be betting on them doing either one of the things. You make the decision, you kind of got to live with it. You get usually that at plus money. I try to not pay.
Yeah.
Like this Jackson Merrill -110 is very rare for me, and it's part of the cap. Jackson Merrill has 2 hits in his last 5 games, but is -110, 115 to get total bases. What's that telling you? Like, so it's sort of that's telling you that like the model that's setting the line is saying that this is a good matchup. So for me, I like the RBIs on Harper. In fact, I would even say, let's look at. I would say
I have a price update, by the way. FanDuel uploaded a price on Harper. It was last night at like -106 on Caesars. FanDuel's +110. So I'll adjust that price right now. Plus money for Harper? Yeah.
For what? Deal. For the RBI? Yeah, I would like
RBI. FanDuel posted +110.
Let's see. Oh, dude, 2 RBIs is +350. I think you want to ladder this. Let's ladder it.
Yeah, I'm in for it. But the point is, I mentioned it was a good price, and somehow the price got better. So I'll go with Harper for his RBI.
Yeah, he's had 2 RBIs in both games in this series against lefties. The last 2 games against lefties, he's had 2 RBIs. In his last 10 road games, he has had 2 RBIs in half of them. Let's do. So we're taking this together, buddy. We're taking
By the way, if anybody was wondering why I didn't take the run for Harper batting second, it's minus 194. That's why I didn't take the run. I took the RBI instead.
It's also the cap is that he's hitting well against lefties.
And the Phillies have gotten a lot of guys on base recently for him. So there you go. But either way, plus 110 for a Harper RBI when he's done so in both games already this series. And Palmquist has an ERA of 11. I think it's a good spot for Harper there. I see somebody asking. I know we already liked Hunter Brown. We already mentioned
we don't
Brown
like
in general.
His over outs is minus 170.
Yeah, that's why we pivoted off that. But I kind of was going to ask you about Webb.
Look. Oh, is it against KC?
I believe so, which has been a rock fight of a series.
We crushed that one the other day, though.
Yes, we did.
God, Webb's one of those guys who's so good and is never going to win a Cy Young.
No, but Webb at home is
Webb on the road.
So
Webb on the road has been just as good. Like people say that.
Oh, he's been good on the road. I'm saying in previous years that was always his Achilles heel, but at home he's always unhittable.
He's freaking elite. Let me look.
Although you said 17.5 outs, I mean that's minus 170. I wouldn't want to parlay those juiced outs plays.
I also wouldn't parlay outs plays on games that aren't together. Like it just doesn't. There's like you're literally just taking two darts. Let me look. This is good, guys, because it ends up helping me cap for some things for later. What looks good for him?
I know Profit X has the under 5.5 hits at plus 115. I think that could be something you might consider. I mean, market is 6.5.
For Logan Webb,
5.5 at plus money. Yeah, for his under hits allowed.
It moved to minus 130. I would do honestly. Who did what yesterday? How long did they use the bullpen because Birdsong couldn't go distance?
I have to actually check, but I know that game was very low scoring.
Yeah, so they used the bullpen. Birdsong was solid, by the way.
18.5 outs, minus 110.
I would. He's a workhorse, man. Do they have off tomorrow? So I don't know. I mean, they might ask him to do it. How many? Let me see how many. I don't mind this play. He went his furthest outing of the season. He's off his longest outing of the season, so I don't know if I like that. I think I'd rather do the. Oh wait, I see it. I see the 5.5. Yeah, I would do under 5. I like that. I would do the under 5.5 hits at plus 115 on Profit X.
I would make a pitch for a no home run in this game, but Lynch might give one up. But I'll ask you if you.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't like that as much. I don't like that as much because he doesn't strike guys out.
Yeah, I thought it was either going to be the over 18.5 outs at minus 110 or the under 5.5 hits allowed at plus 115.
I like the hits better.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think we're actually going to end up to doing that. Like I like that one a lot. It's just also here, and I can look at we'll do this. Sorry, guys, that we're going a little long.
Another option, by the way, in theory, you could.
Dude. Well, I mean, because here's the thing: nobody on this. Well, so this team doesn't get on base, and this team also doesn't strike out.
Yeah.
So the under hits is probably the best way to do this.
Yeah, but I also want to point out that I do think Webb should go a serious amount of distance. You mentioned that the bullpen might be available because they have a day off tomorrow. I mean, Webb's the workhorse of the entire rotation.
He is, but he's off his longest start of the season. He's thrown over 104 pitches in 3 straight starts.
Yeah, they don't care about it.
And they arguably should have the lead. I like him for 6.
I was going to say win is plus 125 if you wanted to go for that approach, but I was kind of hoping for a bigger price.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust Giants offense. That's the problem. That's part of the problem. I like the under hits. I think the under hits is good because it combines most things that we had. Answering a couple questions and we'll speed it up. Wind blowing out in Steinbrenner Field. Yeah, I mean it always affects the stuff down there. It's just Taj has still done a good job of keeping the ball in the park, just in terms of less than 3 runs. So that's all that there is on that one. Favorite side or total today? I'm probably gonna back the fish, to be totally honest. So anyway, keep going.
Okay. Either way, though, that's going to wrap it up for the 6 props that we have for the Wednesday card. Before we get into the best bets and the auto entry, reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, which is Rhythm, because they're the home of AI bet picks and props. Also available for the NBA playoffs, the golf cards, the baseball cards. They just launched WNBA as well. So keep that in mind. The sides have been very good with Rebecca Lobocop. So we'll see how the model does moving forward. But a reminder,
she's been great, dude. She's been great. She got us she gave us Mercury -2.5, and it's now -5.5
or something. Yeah, and we ended up winning with the Storm a couple days ago.
We've
won
had a
with
solid run so far. Mystics last night. Yeah, Rebecca Lobo Cop and Whoopi Goldberg is the other one that we have.
Yeah. But either way, a point is they also have a free trial if you want to try it for free for a week. But we, as always, for the podcast, we give out a free rhythm play. Adam, what's going to be the robot play for today?
So funny enough, the robot play is going to make me change what we're going to do for web. Robots really like is over 18.5 outs.
Okay, there we go.
So then I think that's the endorsement that we would want.
Okay, there we go. Point is, though, we're picking web to shove in this game. But when you do sign up for Rhythm, they have two amazing deals for you. One's a monthly discount, one's an annual discount. 25% off the monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25, 50% off the annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. That's Rhythm. Promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Get your 70 free trial by going to sportsgamepodcast.com/RETHMM. We're also brought to you by Circle Ultimate Fantasy Ball Giveaway because Circle Resort and Casino in Las Vegas giving away the ultimate fantasy ball experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be sure to VIPs for your stay. We're going to get a 2-night stay at the hotel for the entire 12-person league. Hold the draft at a cabana. Stadium swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit. Limo transportation to from the airport and a welcome party at a legacy club for the league and much more. Contest is from May 5th to June 30th. Sign up at the link sportsgamblingpodcast.com or circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com or CIRCA. We're also brought to you by MyBookie. Who's Bookie?
MyBookie.
MyBookie.ag is the place for every sport. They have the NBA playoffs. They have the NHL playoffs. If you want to bet against the Hurricanes in every conference finals game, they've lost 13 in a row. Fun fact.
That sounds like us.
Yeah, 13.5. Ouch for Carolina. But you can also bet on baseball, bet on tennis, bet on UFC, you name it. They're also available in a ton of locations. Use crypto, floating cost payouts, use deposits. When you sign up for your new account with MyBookie, use the promo code SGPN to get a 100% deposit match up to $1K. Terms and conditions apply. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through our props for the card. Time to move on to our best bets. Adam, what's your favorite prop out of the three you gave out?
DeGrom.
Okay. And now is at 6.5 strikeouts.
Yeah, I think that's low for him.
So, there you go. Mine is going to be Hunter Brown. I'll take the under 4.5 hits allowed. I saw somebody mentioning the wind blowing out. Yeah, three or four home runs doesn't bother me. Just don't give up any other hits. I think Brown has just been that good. The Rays' offense has been a mess at home this season. Not really talented anyway. I know it's only 4 guys, but Tampa's active batters are 0 for 18 against the guy, which is probably a good sign. Brown, though, has gone under this number for hits allowed in 6 of the last 7. He's been great. I think it's a good spot to back him again against the bad offense. Give me Hunter Brown under 4.5 hits allowed at -105 as my best bet. Now it's time for the underdog entry. I'll ask you, do we want to recycle the Logan Webb outs play, or do we want to just go with what we already have?
I don't want to bet the Logan outs play straight, so I'm fine putting that in the. We're gonna have a heads up. There's a lot that I like, so we're probably gonna have a lot of action.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's do the robot play. Let's make it the Webb outs.
Okay, it's at 18.5.
Higher. Let's go with let's do the Harper RBI. Okay. And then what else do you like?
Well, I know we're not going to quadruple down on Brown. I forgot what number we're up to, but we don't need to do that. Is there anybody else that you want to potentially target that we didn't talk about today?
I mean, I don't want to do it because it's the same game. I like Taj's under earned run, but I don't want to do it for this. Do
you want the Merrill 1.5 bases?
No, okay. But I like where your head's at. Do we want? Okay, you know what I could get? Do you want to do? Oh, you know what? Do you want to take Shane? You want to take someone from the crowd? I don't hate that Shane Smith one.
Sure, we can take that. You said that was
shout out to Benjamin Johnson. Benjamin, and they have 4.5 here too.
Okay,
cool. I like this a lot. 5.16 multiplier. Shane Smith higher 4.5 strikeouts. Bryce Harper and RBI higher 0.5 RBIs. Logan Webb higher 18.5 pitching outs. That is the rhythm robot play. And another shout for like the rhythm stuff. It does not mean that you stink at capping sports. It's just pretty nice to have a projection and prediction service that's a robot that can get into the data
It removes bias too, which I appreciate.
It removes a lot of bias, like how I'm always like Philly stink or Joel Embiid overs, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So. But either way, once again, hopefully we end up sweeping everything with the underdog entry for the Wednesday card. Prop show, we're back on Friday. Of course, I'll be back later on today to break down the Thursday games at around 5 p.m. Eastern if you want some game picks and not props. Either way, though, find me on Twitter at Reichel Radio. Find him on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.